So, I thought I'd first give you guys an update to the so-called lawsuit that we were purportedly being put into. That's not going to happen. I apologize. Unfortunately, those of them who hate us the most did not find it necessary to push forth against their legal counsel's advice. Well, they didn't find it necessary to go forward with this so-called lawsuit, according to what I'm hearing that their counsel advised them that there was nothing they could sue.
For those of you who don't know, what he's actually talking about is the Native Americans was threatening a lawsuit against us, or the Black Americans, because we were claiming that we are the indigenous people of the Americas and that we are the rightful people of this land. So they kept saying that they was going to take us to court, that us Black Americans are going to lose. We can't wait to see y'all in court. So what he's saying is basically they was advised by their counsel against it, to not to take us to court. With me, I feel like they were strongly advised against it, because that means a lawsuit would require both parties to be subpoenaed to provide evidence such as the census, the Dole's Rolls, colonial archives, treaties that would be laid out on the table and reveal what Black Americans were saying this whole time, that we are indigenous to the Americas. Early U.S. and colonial documents both describe colored and Black Indians, both in Virginia, the South, in the Carolinas. Let's not forget the 1866 Reconstruction Treaties, which explicitly lists freedmen who were Black members of tribes like the Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Chickasaw, the Creek, the Black Seminoles, which proves that Black people weren't outsiders. Or the Virginia Acts of Assembly from 1600s to the 1700s, which reclassified Native tribes to Negro or to mulatto, removing the indigenous designations. This actually shows paper genocide in the works, guys. Let's not forget the countless court cases that was brought up by the descendants of the indigenous Black tribes here. Or the U.S. congressional records that explicitly contains mentions of colored tribes, Negro Indians, and Black Indians in debates concerning land and treaties. Or the Dole's Commission testimonies of the 1890s, which many Black indigenous families testified their ancestry and still got denied, showing systematic erasure. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the well-documented description that the early Portuguese and Spanish described meeting the first people here in America, who they described as dark-skinned, woolly-haired people. Or what about Benjamin Franklin's 1751 observation of increase of mankind, which he says, and I quote, which lead me to add one remark: the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. All Africa is Black or tawny, Asia chiefly tawny, America exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so. And for those of you who don't know what wholly so meant, it means completely or entirely so, emphasizes the full extent or degree of something. Which basically he was saying the copper-colored natives here in America were closer to the Black people than the Europeans. So yeah, I believe that they was highly advised, and I mean highly advised, not to bring this to court, because it would backfire on them, and then it would legally force acknowledgement on something that the system worked centuries hard to erase.